We'll discuss now a few more of the halachot when it comes to Sefirat Ha'Omer. Very briefly, we'll discuss the halacha when it comes to eating before you count. So it's a very important idea. It doesn't really apply only to Sefirat Ha'Omer. Counts if this halacha pertains to all mitzvot that we do. We should not, ideally, try not to eat a seudah of 50 or more grams or cubic centimeters of bread or mezonot before fulfilling the mitzvah. For example, Kriyat Shema of night. It's very important. People often don't know that we should try to first say Shema before having a set seudah, so we don't come to forget it. Another example is Sefirat Ha'Omer. When it comes to Sefirat Ha'Omer, that's why in the minyan we try to count it as soon as possible after we pray Arvit at night, so that you fulfill the mitzvah and you go home and you can eat and do everything as regular. We're concerned is a few concerns, primarily getting so involved in your seudah that you fall asleep and you completely forget to count Sefirat Ha'Omer. For that reason, the poskim say that it's preferable to refrain from having a big seudah unless you count it already. Now there are a few exceptions to the rule. First and foremost, when does this kick in? There's a 30-minute mark. 30 minutes before you're obligated in the mitzvah, one should not begin a seudah of this matter that's large and that's big with bread or with a lot of mezonot, above 50 grams of mezonot, kebetzah size. One should not have begin that seudah within 30 minutes, unless halakha says on Friday night, if someone accepted Shabbat early and it was too early to begin counting, they may go home, begin their seudah. But it's important that they should have a timer, an alarm that will remind them to count when the time comes. Very often on Friday nights we give different tricks. Move your watch to the opposite hand and open up a button underneath your tie, or whatever it is. Something that will remind you when you get to this time that you should count with a beracha. This applies also to, there's a separate question. So what happens if I generally play Arvit later? Should I not have to eat a meal at all? So that the poskim discussed it, and in the halakha you can be lenient to have a meal if you generally pray Arvit, let's say in our minyan over here, 10:05 every night, the late Arvit here, followed by Sefirat Ha'Omer. You have what to rely on to wait until a Sefirah after Arvit, which you pray every night, and eat a seudah beforehand. Other poskim argue and say, no, don't worry, count the Sefirat Ha'Omer right away and pray Arvit later. Both are okay, both have what to rely on. The idea over there is discusses Arvit should be prayed first when it comes to counting Sefirat Ha'Omer, because we have a principle, Tadir v'she'eino tadir, tadir kodem. What's common and what's less common, the more common takes precedence. Arvit we read every night, 356 days of the year, 365 days of the year. Omer, we don't. It's only 49 days of the year. Arvit takes precedence, so we always try to pray Arvit beforehand. If you're praying Arvit late, that's when the discussion comes. If you pray Arvit late every single night, do you count Omer or not? Both options are okay. You can wait till Arvit and then pray Arvit afterward, or you can count Sefirat Ha'Omer right at the soonest time possible, then pray Arvit later. Both options are okay, as long as you remember to count the Sefirah and to read Arvit. Shabbat Shalom and have a wonderful day.